Why your cat uses their tail on you at all. Your cat walks past you and their tail taps your arm, wraps around your leg, or maybe even smacks your face while you are trying to sleep. Most people just brush this off because they think the cat is being clumsy or maybe a little annoyed. But here's the thing. Your cat is actually doing something much more personal than that. Cats do not just talk to you with meows or those big slow blinks, they speak with touch too. When that tail gets involved, it is a sign of closeness and trust. And sometimes it is a quiet way of saying that you belong in their world. Before any of that makes sense, you need to understand what that tail is actually doing in the first place. The tail is not random, it is part of your cat's social language. If you are a new owner, you might see the tail as just an extra part that follows the cat around. It feels like the real message comes from the face while the tail just trails behind, but your cat's tail is busy every single second. It helps them keep their balance when they jump or walk along a narrow ledge, but it also sends out signals that change faster than you might realize. This is exactly why tail signs are so easy to miss. You notice a meow because you can hear it, and you notice a purr because you can feel it vibrating against you. But a quick brush from the tail, or a tiny curl at the very tip, can slip right by if you are not looking for it. That is where the most important social signals live. They are not in the loud, dramatic moments, but in the tiny ones that happen while you are just sitting together. You probably already know the big signs that everyone talks about. A puffed up tail usually means your cat is scared or alarmed by something. A hard, fast lash from side to side shows that your cat is getting worked up or frustrated. When you see a tail tucked low between the legs, it usually means your cat does not feel safe in that moment. These are the easy ones to spot because they look so dramatic and grab your attention right away. The problem is that many people start to think every tail movement has to mean one specific thing, but your cat is much more complex than that. The truth is that the same tail movement can tell two very different stories depending on what the rest of the body is doing. A tail held high while your cat walks toward you is a warm and open greeting. However, a tail flick while your cat stares at a bird outside is just a sign of intense focus. If that flick happens while you are petting them, it might mean your cat is getting too excited and needs a break. When a tail is laid gently across your arm while your cat rests, it is a sign of a calm, social connection. The tail alone is never the full answer, so you have to look at the whole cat to really understand the mood. This is especially important when it comes to touch. When your cat chooses to make contact with you using their tail, it did not happen by accident just because the tail was there. Your cat had to make the choice to come near you first, and then they had to stay close enough for the tail to actually reach you. That distance is a big deal because cats do not use body contact carelessly. Just being near you is already a huge choice they are making. There is one more layer to this that most people never even think about. Cats mix touch with scent in a way we cannot see. Your cat lives in a world full of invisible smell signals called pheromones. These are scent messages that help your cat mark what feels familiar and safe. When your cat rubs on your leg or circles close enough for their tail to touch you, they are building a map of safety. Your smell stays with them, and their smell goes on to you too. So when that tail touches you, it is usually a big social message and not just a random accident. Once you start seeing it that way, everything changes. It makes those two very different moves, the soft tail wrap and the sharper tail hit, much easier for you to read. Tail wrap. What it means when your cat curls their tail around you. Now let's talk about one of the sweetest things your cat can do with almost no sound at all. Imagine you are standing in the kitchen or sitting on the couch and your cat walks up, stands close, and simply lets their tail curve around your ankle or your arm. It is not a fast flick or a loose swing as they walk past you. There is a pause in it, a real choice, where your cat stays there for a beat and that little curl lands like a silent sentence. Most new owners see this and think their cat is just weaving around their legs. And while they might be asking for dinner, the wrap adds something extra. Your cat is not just standing near you, they are making soft contact and holding it, which changes the whole meaning of the moment. This is what we call social touch. What your cat is saying is actually very simple. You are safe, you are familiar, and you are part of my world. They don't see you like a cold object or a piece of furniture, but as a warm, living part of their life where they feel calm enough to link their body to yours. Think about when this usually happens, like when you first come home and your cat meets you at the door, or when you sit down and they climb up beside you to rest their tail against your arm. These are not random moments because they show up when your cat wants to reconnect or do a gentle little check-in without needing a lot of heavy handling. There is also a social side to this that really matters for your bond. Friendly cats who trust each other greet with upright tails. And when your cat brings that same open posture to you and adds physical contact, the message gets much more personal. Your cat is not just saying hello, they are saying hello to someone who truly belongs there. The wrap matters more than a quick brush because it slows the whole moment down and asks for just 1 second more of being close. That tiny pause is where the meaning lives, and it sits in the same family as when your cat pushes their face into your hand. When they rub their body against your leg, they are mixing affection with scent signals called pheromones, which are invisible markers cats leave on things that feel known and safe. By circling your feet and wrapping that tail, your cat is building a feeling of home around you. The emotional weight of this gesture is much bigger than it looks. If you are a new owner, you might spend a lot of time wondering if your cat really likes you yet, especially if they aren't a big cuddler or a lap cat. Then one day that tail curls around your leg and it seems like a tiny thing, but it isn't tiny to your cat. They are choosing contact in a way that feels safe to them, and once you understand that, it changes how you see your entire relationship. So what should you do when it happens? First, I want you to try doing less, which sounds odd but actually works wonders. Just stay still for a second and let the wrap finish while you talk in a soft, calm voice. If your cat wants more, they will ask for it by staying put or lifting their head for a scratch. If you instantly scoop them up or start patting them too much, you can break the moment and turn a calm greeting into a lot of pressure. A good rule is to simply answer the energy you were given. If your cat gives you a quiet, soft hello, give them a quiet, soft answer back with a slow blink or a gentle word. That is how trust grows, not by grabbing the moment, but by respecting it. And once you start seeing tail wraps this way, another move gets a lot less confusing because not every tail touch feels this soft. Tail slap or tail flick against you, affection or warning depends on the whole moment. Now we need to talk about the tail move that confuses almost everyone because it can look playful, rude, or tense depending on what the rest of your cat is doing. I am talking about that quick tap on your arm while your cat lies next to you, or that stronger thump against your leg when you have been petting them just a little too long. The first thing to know is that not every tail hit means the same thing. A light touch during a calm moment can still be a sign of affection, but a sharper repeating hit usually means your cat is getting full, bothered, or ready for some space. The motion might look small to you, but for your cat, it is one of the first clear signs that their mood is starting to change. To tell the difference, you have to stop looking at the tail by itself and start reading the whole body. Check the ears to see if they are relaxed or starting to turn out to the sides, and look at whether their eyes are soft or wide and fixed. You should also watch the skin along their back and their breathing, but the biggest thing people miss is whether the cat is staying loose or preparing to leave. If your cat stays curled up by you and gives a light flick that brushes your hand, they are usually still content, but just a little stirred up. That isn't a rejection. It is just a bit of nuance, and cats live in that middle ground all the time. Picture your cat on your lap at night where their body feels heavy and soft while their eyes drift half shut. You stroke them once or twice and the tail flicks across your wrist before they settle back down. In that moment, the tail is just your cat saying they are awake to the touch and want you to keep it gentle. Now compare that to a scene where you keep petting because it feels cute, but the tail starts hitting harder and the skin on their back begins to ripple.